Look at the bargains over here, ladies.
Hey, it's livingishe reviews, and I'm cutting fruit. What's up, everybody? What's going on, Taconas? This video, I'm just gonna show you how to make pineapple skin tea or pineapple peel juice. But for the purposes of this video, I'm just gonna say pineapple skin tea. Okay, I'm eating a fig. Interesting story about figs is I've never eaten a fresh fig, maybe once in my life, and my lovely woman, the Alkali Yogi, has introduced eating fresh figs to me, and I love them. So before we get into this, the reason that I'm making pineapple skin tea is because I found out that you don't have to throw away these skins when you make, when you cut up your fresh pineapple. I didn't know these skins were used for health benefits. And so I found a recipe on how to, how to use these skins and peels instead of discarding them in the garbage, because let's face it, when you throw them away in the garbage, they smell really nasty. But it's good to see that there's a good use for pineapple skins and, any fruit peels for that matter. There's a lot of nutrients and minerals and vitamins in these skins. So I thought it's only right to share that with everybody, and actually tastes pretty good. And before I do that, I'm just showing how we make our fruit bowls. And I am in charge of making the fruit bowls. That's about as much as I do in the kitchen these days. So I'm in charge of cutting and preparing the fruit, because we eat fruit like on a daily. We eat it for breakfast, we eat it for lunch. Sometimes we might just eat fruit all day. And fruit is, as Alkali Yogi says, fruit is the cleanser. The vegetables are the body nourishments, and the fruit is the cleanser. But they're all nutritious. So when I start right here, I'm cutting off the peels and I'm saving them for the tea. But before we do that, I'm going to chop up this lovely pineapple, and I use the pineapple as the base for our fruit bowls. Now you can pick any kind of base you want for your fruit bowls, but I like the pineapple because it's really sweet and it has a lot of juice, so it kind of soaks in with all the other fruit to make the fruits a little more tasty, where you don't have to add any extra sugar, because your fruit has all the sugar that you need, and it's natural sugar. So I'm going to slice these up into slices and then chop them up into chunks. And another interesting thing about pineapple is in the early, 1200s. No, I mean, not the 1200s. It was early as the 1700s to the 1800s. The pineapple back then was worth about 5,000 British pounds, which is the equivalent of around $5,600 today. So one pineapple would run over 5,000 US dollars back in the day. So this is a very important fruit for all intents and purposes. You can tell by the value that what people put on something that it's a really important fruit. So like this was considered a fruit for the rich, like the nobility class. It was so hard to get in Europe that it was a delicacy. It was even so such a rich fruit that people would even rent pineapples to show as a mark of status. It's like having a Beamer today or Benz. Even if it was rotten, as long as you had a pineapple, that meant like you had status, like walking around with a Louis bag. And as you can see, I'm making 2 big trays because we keep it in the refrigerator. We work on 1 tray. It takes us about a week to eat a whole tray of a fruit bowl. And that's just 2 of us. And in our fruit bowl today, we're gonna add the world famous watermelon. Well, if you were born and raised in the United States and of a certain age, you will know that this is a very controversial fruit for African Americans or Black people in the States, because this was used as a derogatory thing against us by we let white supremacists or other racist people use this against us by saying all Black people eat watermelon and chicken. But this is a dynamite fruit. Like, this is so good for you. And too bad that a lot of people stay away from it because of the stereotype. But there's so many health benefits to watermelon, including it's good for managing diabetes, fighting free radicals. It supports your heart. It's a source of energy and water. It keeps you hydrated. I mean, there's so many benefits. It's also an anti-inflammatory fruit. It helps balance pH levels, helps and aids against exhaustion, heat stroke. I mean, everything. And that's pretty much what slaves needed to survive. And in the US, the continental US, watermelon was easy to grow. So it was so ubiquitous that it became known as a poor man's fruit. Now, this also was at one time a sign of nobility. It was a fruit that was hard to get in Europe, but so that's why it was associated with wealth. But then, by the time it got to the United States, and going through slavery and all that stuff, it was known as the Black man's fruit or poor man's fruit or whatever. But that aside, like this fruit is so good for you, and we need to eat more watermelon. No matter if those stereotypes still persist today, we need to just ignore it and do our thing, because that's all it is. It's just downplaying something that's good for you and turning it against you. But with that being said, I'm going to use the watermelon rind, which is very nutritious, and I'm gonna put it in our tea at the end. did I say that the watermelon is also a good aid in fighting cancer? Now, if you think about all the diseases that Black folks suffer from in America, and you kind of pair it with the time when we stop eating all these healthy things because of the stereotype associated with it, it's very interesting. So that's a whole video for another day. But back to the fruit. So yes, very nutritious, very good for you. Now this is a really robust fruit bowl. But I like the pairing of the pineapple with the watermelon because it gives the watermelon more of a tangy taste from the pineapple, the sweet and sour. And then you got the crunchiness of the pineapple with the soft chewiness of the watermelon. And now we're opening the Honeydew Melon. Okay, and I'm going to use the seeds also in this tea that I'm going to make. But before that, so we're cutting up the Honeydew Melon. And again, the benefits of the Honeydew Melon, which is in the melon family, it's good for blood sugar control. It has vitamin K, quercetin. I can't remember what that is. You got to ask Alkali Yogi what that is. But this is a melon that is all around good for high blood pressure. And like I said, with the bones, what else? Vitamin C. It helps to boost your immune system also. So it aids in your digestion, and I think it's good for your eyes also. So it's all around good to have in your diet. So I'm going to use the rinds or the peels from the Honeydew Melon as well. Normally when I do our fruit bowls, like I'll cut a whole pineapple and half a melon, and we don't normally have watermelon, so we did half watermelon also. So we'll have some leftovers, and we'll just like store them, either freeze them or store them in the refrigerator, because they're good over a week or so. Like the longest they've kept fresh is almost a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks in the refrigerator. And then we just keep, it's good to cut up extra because you can have the pineapple, which stays really well over a couple of weeks, because it just gets sweeter. It just gets sweeter and sweeter. So that and the Honeydew Melon seem to last a little longer, so we can always use those for our base. And then we just throw in the berries at the end. Now berries are very important also. Not only are they alkaline, but they also aid in helping to fight diseases and help with your digestion. And they just add a nice touch to the fruit bowls. But yeah, there's lots of benefits to strawberries and blueberries. I won't go through all of that now because this is supposed to be the video about the pineapple skin. So we're going to get into making that tea in just a minute. So now we do the cleanup, and you can see the fruit bowl. Fruit bowls are looking lovely and robust. Okay, so now I am about to make the pineapple skin or pineapple peel tea or juice. And once again, if you don't like to eat a lot of fruit, this is a good way to make your water fruity so it goes down better. But I'm going to add all the pineapple skin to a bowl, to a pot of water, and get it boiling. And doesn't matter what size pot, just as long as it's a big pot. Fill it with water. So I'm adding the melon, the watermelon rinds, watermelon skin. And I think I put too much water in it, so I just poured some out. And then I'm gonna add a little more of the pineapple skin to the pot and get it to start to boil. I'm adding some of the honeydew melon skin and pineapple skin to the tea here. And we want to get this boiling for about 30 to 40 minutes. Oh yeah, real important, you want to add some ginger and squeeze some lime or some lemon in this tea here. And then you want to let it steep overnight or sit overnight, and voila, in the morning, pour everything in the pot through a strainer to a bowl, and this is the leftover. Look at that. That's the pineapple tea from the skin with the cantaloupe and the watermelon rind. And now we want to pour it in these crafts. And we got these from IKEA, really cheap, really inexpensive. And then you want to sweeten it with the sweetener of your choice, but I suggest using palm sugar, coconut sugar, even natural brown sugar. You don't want to use the white because that's not good for you. All right, guys, this is it for the video. Hope you try it and hope you enjoy it. It's really good. Peace.